Snakewood and that Puzzle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
Boy, oh boy, Death Row Reborn. Snoop Dogg is in control. And Danny Boy is not satisfied. He say he gave him a fake chain. So does that mean all the chains he passed out was fake, even the ones, damn, shoulder. Steph Curry got Wacko, Snoopy Rat Ass. Who else he was giving them chains to? He passed out quite a few chains. I wonder if they were all fake, or did he have perhaps a fake version and a real version? Does the fact it was fake or not, does it indicate how he views you? I really couldn't imagine him giving Steph Curry no fake jewelry, but then again, you never know. You digitalize, I don't know what the whole concept of those chains were supposed to even signify, because at one point it was thought to believe that it meant that you were an official new Death Row member. And then I think we all can say that it eventually was proven not to be the case whatsoever. But Danny Boy seems to be disappointed that his chain was fake. I don't know what caused him to figure it out. If he was just low on some dough, he was trying to pawn it. But he's on the Art of Dialogue and he talking about it. So with no further ado, let's see what Danny Boy says Snoop D-O-double-G and the jewelers have been up to.
My guy, Danny Boy, welcome back, my man.
Uh-oh. What's up, my bro? I ain't seen you in a minute, man. I appreciate being on, and you know, I'm always loving coming on here.
Yes, indeed. It's been a while since I had you, man. It's been a long time. All eyes on me. I know the anniversary for
Yeah.
that just passed, the 30th. Out of curiosity, you get any, payments for that yet? I know the last time me and you spoke, you was telling me how you wasn't getting paid. I don't know if anything
Right.
changed by now.
I mean, you know, I get my bid infused. There's so many organizations that pay you, that pay artists, you know what I mean, with all the streaming that's going on. So I get certain pays with, you know, I'm sure certain money that's out there that I haven't seen yet. But, you know, for this to be the 30th anniversary, I'm excited, especially to see that I think it did something with the Grammy Hall of Fame or something like that. Yeah, so that's just pretty dope, bro. That's pretty dope. But you know, as far as it's changed a little bit because I got small organizations, you know, like a sound exchange that, you know, they pay you pretty decent. But as far as directly receiving something from that estate or whoever control that music, no, I still ain't received. I don't receive anything from them.
Wow. So you still not getting everything you earn?
Nah. If there's anything else out there, no, absolutely not. I get the tools infused, you know, monthly, the things that's added on to the little royalties that we get as featured artists.
I ain't gonna lie, on my mama, I got a quarter. It's more quarterly than monthly. I think that's what he meant to say. But like he said, after he's been in the industry so long, not just musically, but from ASCAP, SAG, AFTRA, you get these residuals that pop up every now and then. Sometimes I get a check for as low as 3 cents, yes, 3 pennies. But however, sometimes right at the right time, out of nowhere, you get one for 250, 400. Sometimes they used to be higher, but through the years they get lower and lower. So the surprising amounts, boy, I just got one less than 2 weeks ago for like 250. And it was at a time where I could really appreciate it, that 250. And just like, you just never know when they're gonna pop up, especially when through the years you've attached those accounts to a direct deposit and you're not actually getting paper checks in the mail. And just to see them pop up every blue moon, you know, you seen who was it? DJ Quick was on here burning them up because they was such a small amount. But hey, they do come through and trickle through. And when you allow them to accumulate, it's something you can appreciate, if you ask me.
But I don't think it's anything, you know, I didn't receive anything within the last 2-3 years that's worth talking about. Not at all.
Because I know that I Ain't Mad at Shit. That's one of the, biggest records on
Yeah.
All Eyes on Me.
Yeah, man. And when it was a ringtone, man, I really missed out. So I don't know, man. I don't know who's
Just knowing Danny Boy's age back then and his relationship with Suge, and just imagining how business was constructed and established, I pretty much highly doubt that he had it in place as to where his performance was tracked to his finances. I'm sure he was not business savvy enough at that age, not looking forward to the future, not seeing these days coming, being taken care of here and there regularly. Yeah, he probably has no recourse to retract, especially not no retro royalties or nothing. I wonder how much he was even actually credited on these works to even prove that that's his voice outside of being in the video. I don't know. I'm just thinking of all the different things that could actually affect a decision on these type of issues.
Pay on those behalves. The music has changed so much. It not being the records, or even though people are moving towards vinyls and people are moving towards CDs again. The streaming game kind of got things so confusing. But the little twos and fews that I get, I'm grateful for it. But again, I don't think it's everything that's connected to it. Hell no, I'm not getting it.
Did you even get a plat yet for All Eyes on Me?
I got one plaque of what's the
That's hard to have that plaque. I've earned multiple plaques in my career. I've never went through the process to acquire either of them. Maybe I should look into that.
dude name? Fake Dog. I mean Snoop Dogg. He gave me a plaque when I went down to meet with him. I got a plaque from him.
Speaking of Snoop, what happened between both of y'all? Because I know at one point both of y'all was real cool and y'all was
Yeah,
making records, and I
yeah,
was
fake
happy
as
for you,
shit.
man. And out of nowhere, y'all just started, going at it. You was calling him out. Like, what happened, yo?
A lot of people, because I even, as I was saying some of the things, it kind of made me kind of back off of, because, I be getting everybody opinions in my inbox and on the post. And, people don't understand, a lot of people's like, well, he don't owe you nothing and da 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 da. I just think, out of meeting Snoop again and being faced one-on-one, especially in a time and date in a space like what we're in. What do I mean by that? you know, all of us had an opportunity to see the Snoop Dogg story where I guess he was kind of messed over by death row. And, he had an opportunity for Master P to come in and help him get his situation right. So it would look like, you would think that the artists that he come intact with, that he have that opportunity to do that for.
I understand what Danny Boy is trying to express, but what he doesn't probably realize is that there is a superstardom that is associated with a Snoop Dogg that is not necessarily associated with every other musical genius. Because Danny Boy was definitely blessed with a talent of a genius level, but that doesn't necessarily translate into superstar. And the interest of others in you as an artist is not necessarily going to be equal to what the interest was in Snoop as an artist. So the reason that Master P was willing to step in, as much as it looks like a benevolent gesture, Master P is a businessman and he saw an immediate ROI, which is a return on investment. And the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. So if he was taking some type of risk in making this gesture, he was looking for a big reward. Now you have to be able to quantify your experience with his experience to wonder or assess as to why you may not get the exact treatment. He may not be able to leverage your experience moving forward the way that Master P was able to leverage his experience as the superstar that he has become. Not knocking Danny Boy, he's extremely talented, but I think he's looking at this from um, two different perspectives when maybe he should keep it. He's analyzing all business. He's mixing business with something other than business, which would be friendship or benevolence or consideration outside of actual direct business implications.
You would think that would be some of the things, that he would convey out, that he would push as well, because he know what it's like to be bullshitted over. And as he told me, in the ending of it, he didn't sign me. I wasn't a part of Death Row. Suge brought me around. And it was a lot of bullshit that he said in the end. But how this started out was, I put out a record with the independent company that I was with. And the record was doing pretty cool. The song, this song, it did number 10 on the Billboard. And I was grateful. I was having an opportunity to have some movement, and people were able to hear me for music, not just talking and doing interviews or, just some of the little shows that I was doing. I was being able to do exactly what I love doing, and that's singing. And my shit started moving up the charts. And out of nowhere, Snoop hit me up. I didn't go looking for Snoop. at all. And his conversation to me when he hit me up is he didn't wait. It wasn't this person that put him with me or this person that put me with him. It was God that brought this opportunity together. And he said how gifted I was, and he just wanted to be able to take my stuff to the next level, and you doing good, we got to get together. And, he just started saying a lot, just selling a lot of.
Seen him have a similar conversation on camera with Nate Dogg's son. Not identical, but it had the similar sentiments. And oh, my mama.
A lot of stuff to me, and I'm listening to it because, again, this is a person that I've been on here talking about, Snoop. You know what I'm saying? But just the nostalgia of being able to go back and be around Death Row and, get some of those good records out and have somebody like a Snoop Dogg, so you would think, behind the records that you're doing, because I'm doing records without him. You know what I mean? And shout out to Tati, and I'm doing these records, and he contacted me, and he's selling me all this bullshit. And after I got with him, we got together, we did some recording, and we did the recording, and we put the video out, one of the, smoking songs, and then we did the video, and then we did a song that he helped me put out. But when he gave me the agreement, I waited a little while, and, he was telling me in the interim of it, I'm gonna make sure behind closed doors, motherfuckers know that I fuck with you. I'm gonna make sure that you straight. You know what I mean? Because when I went to him, I was honest with him. I'm with an independent label, the deal finna end. You know what I mean? So with the deal ended, that mean the bread finna run out from what I'm putting into this record, what we putting into radio. That budget ain't gonna be no more. And at this time, my deal was gonna end with them, and these people were gonna give me. I asked them for $75,000 to sign my project again, and they agreed to give me $50,000 to sign me again to do another record. And I got to be honest, it wasn't really nothing really wrong with my situation. There were some things that I didn't like, but we were doing pretty good and moving forward. And now this nigga come in, or this creep come in, and he started telling me, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and we got together, and when we did the video, he give me this death row chain. I get back to the West.
Wait a minute. After being in the game almost 30 years, or maybe even 30 years, if you allow Snoop Dogg to come and sell you a dream against a company that actually was feeding you, and you end up taking the L, I don't know. You not the same young Danny boy that just got in the game 30 years ago. You a grown man that has gone through years of experience, and maybe you should be at a point where you secure your own interest before a Snoop Dogg could leave you disappointed. If you jump too early and now you're in a situation where you wish you had not, I think you can blame no one but yourself. If you let him sell you a dream, you've been around too long, DB.
Side of Chicago, I'm excited because I'm getting the opportunity. You know what I mean? Hopefully, this is the spotlight that I need to get on the stage that I'm trying to get to. And as everybody say, Uncle Snoop, I definitely don't refer to him as no damn uncle. Like, maybe I should, because there's a few uncles that I don't like. Maybe he's one of them. And so he offered me, he give me this chain, I put it on, and I'm living in the middle of the hood. Nice spot, but I'm in the hood where it go down there with this death row chain on. It's heavy, it's down.
And ain't nobody tried to take it. That should have gave you an indication it wasn't no good. You thought you was just straight in the hood. Nah, everybody that be interested, let me tell you, them boys that be going after that, they usually could tell from a mile away if it's worth going after it. They usually very real, them very, especially after the G Unit spinner. Like, they found out that out in Chicago, they not just jumped. They probably knew that was like boof. You just didn't know.
On it. You know what I mean? And so I got my piece in my pocket, my fingers, I'm protecting myself, and I'm walking through here, and and within all of that time, Snoop sent me an agreement. I'm thinking we're going to get an opportunity because I sent him a record. I sent him about 12 to I got a new album done, and I sent him a mixed album. And man, it's fire. We're going to put this shit out. Let's make this happen. And shit, he gave me a contract, and the offer that he gave me was $10,000. He offered me $10,000, and then after offering me $10,000, when I looked in the agreement, because I'm looking at it and my attorney looking at it at the same time, and I don't know if he think that I'm like one of these artists that don't, like, I got off of Death Row Records from studying the damn contract, and he put this contract in front of me for a $10,000 advance for 2 singles, right? For 2 singles, and I'm in a group text with him and his A&Rs, and I sent a text because he told me to keep them abreast of what they send. So I sent a text in the group chat, and I told them that I was perplexed. What I was perplexed about? I was perplexed about the offer, the money that he offered me.
I get it, but you could only judge that offer against what else is available for you in the market. So if you think you're worth 100,000, 200, 300,000, that's fine and dandy. Nobody can knock you for that. However, if you have one offer for 10,000 and no counter offer, you know how an auction works. The bid is 10,000. It's sold. I mean, there's too much feelings to be perplexed and all that. You're not doing business. If this offer doesn't satisfy you, you should go present it to a competitor and get a bidding war going and go show them, hey, look, you only offer me 10. These people ready to give me 30. If you cannot create that dynamic, then you should be grateful for what is available. Because without that offer, it seems you would have none. The situation that you just had, according to you, was over. They're ready to let you go. But then you said they were ready to sign you for 50. Bam. Okay, he offered me 10. It should be a no-brainer. You do just want to be in bed with Snoop Dogg. You just want to be attached to that level of celebrity. That's what it seems. And after all you've been through, it seems like that should have been out of your system by now.
Because you offered me $10,000 for? I'm not saying I don't appreciate it, but like $10,000. Then we look further in the agreement. The contract was going to keep me 7 years exclusively to him, meaning I couldn't do nothing else. So I'm going to shut my shit down for you for 7 years for $10,000. The fuck I look like a smoker? And I'm trying to, and Snoop sent a nasty text back like, cuz you not on death row. What I did for you, I did out of love, trying to help you. I got in your video, I charged for that. I got on the song with you, I charged for that. So recognize a blessing when you see it. That's what he sent me. So my management team, they gotta.
I don't understand how you're getting your feelings behind that, Danny boy. That is exactly how business is conducted. When the last time you and Snoop Dogg hung out? You consider him a friend? Just because you were attached to, an earlier part of the legacy that was Death Row, and, he was there too. The majority of your Death Row shine initially came with being tighter or cooler or working with Tupac, which we all can see that wasn't something that Snoop Dogg was really into or promoting. He showed quite a bit of disloyalty to Tupac in the wake of the Death Row, Bad Boy, Biggie, Puffy, all that. So where is it that you're relying on to expect this gesture of so much looking out from Snoop Dogg? He gave you a pretty standard business response. Just because he said, cuz, was you offended? I don't understand what more you expected.
Calm me down, because I'm finna. If I'd have been in front of him and he said that to me, let me explain to you what would have happened. Those big guys that you see with him, they probably would have beat my brains out because I would have slapped the shit out of Snoop.
That sounds wow. But you're making that statement, and we are to believe you based on whom have you slapped. I know Death Row has this reputation of people getting slapped. I even heard Snoop got slapped and spat upon. But who have you treated like that throughout the course of your career? I'm just curious, because you say that like it's a given. Oh, my mama.
Because you talking to me for like we men. I'm a man that didn't even bother them.
You can't assert that masculinity at that level, Danny boy, when you already have admitted to not being a man's man. And I'm gonna just say it like that. And you know, when people that say we're men, we don't consider those that aren't men like we're men. You do get treated differently. So if he just treats you respectfully in your face, know when you hang up or when you walk out the room, not just him, but all men have something to say about men like you, bro, that you would not like to hear. And that's respectfully. We don't say it to you. But if you want to trick yourself into believing it's not said behind your back, then you'll be the fool.
I'm a man that I ain't call that. Like we too grown to like play games with each other.
There's no game with letting you know what he sees the business worth. If you don't appreciate it, you just pass on the deal and you keep it moving. You're making it way more than it is. You have to blame yourself for inserting your emotions into this situation.
And at the end of the text that he sent me, you know, when he sent me that text, I held myself back to my team, like, man, just don't say nothing, D. This could be a great opportunity. I'm quiet. And he said something else smart to me, like about a week or so later. Like, cause we agreed, we agreed to do the two singles, cause I'm thinking we're gonna do a record deal, put out an album. And he told me, I'm gonna help you put money behind the radio. And you know, he started telling me all these things. And shit. No, man, he offered that $10,000. And I agreed to doing the $10,000 for the two singles. My team, like, we need this special kind of fool. And we put
Man, yeah, it's too late in the game to be that displeased with an offer, dissatisfied, and then trying to justify taking it in the next breath, blaming it on your team. You going through a whole range of emotions that is unnecessary and not conducive when conducting business. You're causing a lot of problems here that are unnecessary to have. They don't even exist. If you were going to accept the 10, you should accept it silently without all the back and forth, and perhaps you would have had a more favorable experience. If you took the 10 after all that defiance or resistance, now you're definitely being looked at away like you compromised, sold your soul, you bowed down, you're broken. You're definitely not going to get the respect moving forward that you desire.
the other song out. And So High and Special Kind of Fool is the songs that we put out. He offered the $10,000. After I signed the agreement, my lawyer took out all of the other stuff of keeping me exclusive. His lawyer sent back and said, we made a mistake. We made a mistake. Danny portion is $7,000 because the producers have to be paid. Snoop producers got to be paid. So ultimately, I made $7,000. I needed it because you fucked up what I had going on. I had at least $50,000. The lady's ready to sign me again.
No, Danny, you can't blame that on him. This is you. You've been in the game too long to have made that decision, ended up in this position, and not blame yourself. Accountability is the biggest thing in this situation. This is life. It's a lesson, and you'll lose if you don't learn the lesson that life is trying to teach you. And the lesson as a businessman, as an artist, this late in the game, 30 years removed, you did a beginner's move, and you have to blame yourself, not your team, not anyone, not Snoop Dogg, yourself.
So when a person asks me why I'm so upset, or why was I upset? Because I ain't upset now because, man, I keep telling people, I don't give a damn what you have. I don't give a damn who you are. Karma hit back, so you always get it. You're going to get back what you put out. And I don't care. You can be a person with so much money. Money don't bring happiness. Like with me, you're going to go through something. That don't mean I'm not a threat. You're gonna have a spiritual battle with me because I'm not fucking with you. You mess with my gift, you mess with my music. And in the midst of this, I'm checking everything out. I'm gonna go get this chain clean. Snoop took this off his neck and put it on my neck.
That thing do look heavy, clankly clanking. If he took it off his neck and put it on his neck, I know what he would expect, that he could go cash it in and get him a check. Oh, my mama.
In the So High video. And I went to go get the chain cleaned, and I'm like, shit. The person I took it to was like, shit, this, you want to clean it? He's like, what's this? I'm like, what you mean, what's this? Man, I don't know if I should have thought if it was a real or not, right?
Mhm.
But shit, like even the little fake shit that I wear, you know, it's. I mean, let's not even say cubic. What's the other ones that you wear? This
Morselites or something like that.
most Morrisonite. Like this ain't shit. This shit ain't worth shit. So not only did you fuck with me while I had shit going on, you kind of put me in danger. Because where I was living, a nigga would have thought this was worth something.
Boy, don't you know the G Unit Spinner where you was living in Chicago that them boys went and took and went all that? It was some Morselites too, bro. Yeah, all the writing has been on the wall. You refusing to read it, Danny boy. God damn.
But I don't think he considered that. He just wanted to look like, just like what he do with everybody else. I'm going to pass out all these motherfuckers. What is this, a fucking baddies chain? I'm not no motherfucking baddie, nigga.
Whoa, I don't know how you consider yourself not a baddie, bro. You've already been honest about your preferences. And if you look at the baddies, you could go with this masculinity you trying to maintain. You are a baddie, bro. Oh God, what else are you, bro? If you'll get tough like that, and then you'll turn around and do the things that you claim you and Ray J have done, or whatever, you know what it is, bro. That's the closest thing to a baddie I know.
The fucking Natalie Nunn ass nigga. If I wanted a chain, by this time I would have saved up and got one. I damn near lose all of them when I get them. And I sure enough can afford a Morrisonite chain.
Wow, so he was really wearing that chain out of pride, basically just flexing on people, believing he had something of value. He didn't even like chains, didn't want chains. The only reason he was wearing it because he took pride in being affiliated with Snoop Dogg and Death Row. Maybe there's a loyalty issue. Maybe the way he speaks about Suge, maybe he shouldn't have been interested in being that close to Snoop Dogg and the new Death Row. I'm just saying, he says karma doesn't miss anyone. Maybe that was karma hollering at him.
You put this shit out on me, you give me this shit, put this on my neck, I'm going back. You doing all this shit on the internet to be the clown that he is on the internet, to make it look like he's this good guy. But everybody that talk about him, y'all ain't hearing good story. What? Give me a good story about him outside of his ass running in the Olympics.
Okay, then what is it about him? You've known him before all of us. What is it about him that caused you to think you was gonna have a pleasant experience? If you can't name nothing good, this is all your own fault, bro.
Or whatever he's doing with the Olympics, being on the fucking cake box or some shit. All that nigga talked to me about when we talked was God.
Bro, you seen a murder was the case video. You have a religious, spiritual background. You know he made imagery as if he sold his soul. You know when you look at his career, it looks like that video was art imitating reality. Seemed like his life has turned out just the way that dialogue went with him and that demon, that devil, or whoever he was conversing with. So now if he sat here and talked to you nothing but God, your spiritual antenna should have went up. You just saw him make that blasphemous gospel album. Did he call you for a feature or hook on that? He should have. If he didn't, if he respected your talent, your skill, and your presence at all, if you didn't have any part on that gospel album, that should let you know, man, run from this dude. Oh, my mama. But I can't relate to his frustration with this chain in general, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Hold on.
I'm really thinking like, damn, that's cool. Man, get your ass out of here. You reap what you sow, man. And they ain't even bitter no more about it. Like, sit back.
He sounds bitter. He sounds bitter, but I can recall 50 Cent giving me a watch, and it was a Chris Ayers watch. It was described as a house on the wrist, 100,000. Every time I went in the jewelry store for a couple of years, every jeweler see it from a mile away, call me over, want to show me their most expensive watch. This was the case. Got to a point where I was like low, I was down. I remember I got a house on my wrist. So prior to that, throughout the time, the watch had lost quite a few stones. It told time in quite a few different time zones on it, and none of the arms was working. So I was like, man, you know what? I realized that Chris Ayers actually, his shop was in downtown Los Angeles. So I said, I'm gonna go in there, see how much they're gonna cost to get. No, I used to take it to other jewelers. And I was like, hey man, can you replace these stones and fix this? It was like, man, that's such an original piece. I don't want to alter it. I think it would be wise to take it to the people who actually made it. So I found out Chris Ayers was downtown Los Angeles. I took the watch down there, and upon me walking in their office, they was looking at me like I was crazy. They was like, where did you get this watch from? The watch, if you went into the website, it was like listed at like $350,000, $400,000. And but however, the one that they show on the website that was like mine had less diamonds than mine. Theirs had areas where it had flat metal exposed. The version of the watch I had no flat metal. There was diamonds everywhere. Come to find out, this watch that I had no serial number on it. All the others had serial numbers on it. And the reason why the one I had was in the condition it was because it was a one of one, personally made as a gift from Chris Ayers, given to 50 Cent. So they was like, man, where the you get this? I'm explaining to them I'm 50 Cent artist, far removed from the beginning of my career, back burner to fall off time. So whoop, whoop, whoop. They like, all right, it's gonna take us about 4 days, charge me like $700 to do the repairs, blah, blah, blah. Those 4 days, 5 days, week turned into like 2 or 3 weeks of me keep calling, trying to get my watch, and they telling me, oh, this, that, we had to order this. It's a delay. Never thought nothing of it. Finally come down, pay, get my watch, leave. It looks immaculate. It's perfect. It's working. I ain't thought nothing of it. I just know I still got a house on the wrist. So like I said, I get kind of low on my dough. I go to sell it. They hit it with the tester. No diamonds. Now I had to go and talk to jewelers that I really know and trust to confirm that, hey, ain't my watch, wasn't that a watch full of diamonds? Yes. So what I come up with, this what took place. When I walked that watch in there downtown, they were so shocked to see a street nigga come in LA with that watch, the home of jacking for jewelry. They did the investigation. That was a personal gift to 50. Found out, hey, is this dude supposed to have that watch? And they swapped me out the diamonds for the hermosilites. Then that was scandalous. And that's how 50 did your boy. They called 50, and this is me putting it together, cannot confirm, but there's nothing else that can be said for what took place. He called 50. He was like, yeah, he supposed to have it, but look, if you can. They was like, look, should I give him this watch back? He was like, yes, he is. If you keep it, it's going to be a problem. But they probably said, I don't know who suggested it, but they determined and agreed to swap my diamonds out for some bullshit. And I felt like, damn, 50, you got me. Because one thing 50 always told me, bro, was if you don't know your jewels, you better know your jeweler. I didn't know my jewels, and I didn't know the jeweler. That was Chris Ayers. And I paid the price. He got me. Yeah, you live and you learn. Suck it up, daddy boy. Well, probably shouldn't tell daddy boy to suck it up, but let it go, man. Keep living, man. Oh, my mama.
So this what I don't understand. How does a non-Pacoima guy knows what a guy from Pacoima doesn't?
One thing about with whack, they don't like me because when I say something, it be real, and I'm gonna show you the proof of it. I'm never gonna let nothing come out my mouth that I don't have the proof. So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the counter.
What the? Little Nip Hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.